Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Vino Veritas Season 2. I'm Anthony Sandstrom, and this is my co-host, the Master of Wine, Jeannie Li. Now, for this season, we have something new and very exciting for our audience.
That's right, Anthony. We're going to be hosting the Sommelier Challenge. It's the first of its kind in the broadcasting history of Hong Kong. So we've invited some of the best sommeliers in town to compete against each other, so they can show us what they know about wine and food and wine pairing.
Now, the challenge is quite simple, actually. We'll have a series of preliminary challenges that all lead to a final showdown. Each challenge will have 3 sommeliers compete head-to-head against each other, and they will be tasked to find a bottle of wine that best pairs with a dish prepared with a specific French ingredient.
And a panel of judges, including myself, will be choosing one winner in each challenge, and that winner will then advance to the finale.
And Jeannie, for today's challenge, we have foie gras. Now, this is going to be difficult, I can tell already. But you have an extra rule in place, don't you?
Yes, we do this time because foie gras has a traditional wine pairing partner, and the sweet wine, especially from Sauternes, is the most popular pairing, very well known by sommeliers, so we didn't want them to rely on something so familiar. So no sweet wines for this challenge.
Wow, Jeannie, you know how to make this extra difficult. But to allow for that, we've increased the budget to $2,000, which should give a lot more options. But more options can actually be a little bit more difficult.
Yes.
So let's see how our sommeliers perform.
Let's go.
Our 3 sommeliers for today's competition are Stephen Raduki, Joey Sang, and finally, Jeffrey Ng.
My name is Stephen Raduki, and I've been working for 15 years in the wine industry as a sommelier. First things is I wanted to be a chef because I love food. I love eating, and I wanted to create some great meal with, back in France, sorry. One of my teachers showed me the wine world, and I started to fall in love of the complexity of this lovely product, this lovely wine, and after I chose to move to a wine because you have more interaction with the guest, you have more, you can talk to the wine, you can make the people discover this lovely product. So why I moved to the wine.
Hello, my name is Joey Zhang, and I used to work in the peninsula Shanghai as a sommelier. I became a sommelier because I like challenges, and I found wine is a very complicated topics because it includes chemistry, geography, cultures, and then different kinds of knowledge. And my personality is to like to take challenges. That's why I study wine, and of course I love drinking. To be a good sommelier, I think I should have a passion about wine. I should have the talent for studying wine, tasting wine, and I have to be persistent because I have to spend lots of time to study wines, to focus on the wine news, the wine trade, etc.
My name is Jeffrey Ng. I work for F&B industry for more than 10 years and work as a sommelier for more than 6 years. I was a sommelier because I think in F&B industry, this position is very special and also quite professional. And so after choosing a nice bottle or suitable bottles of wine to the guests, I think this is our satisfaction. Being a good sommelier, and I think seems like the F&B other colleagues, and so we must be detail-minded and so as to take care of the guests in the best way, and also choose the bottle of wine according to their preference.
Now let's present this gorgeous dish of foie gras. Chef Michael is preparing it in an Italian style.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Michael Donini. I'm the executive chef for the challenge today. Today's dish we have pan-fried porcini mushrooms, seared foie gras, roast pumpkin, and a fresh chestnut gnocchi. We're incorporating the French foie gras with the Italian seasonal produce and presenting a European dish for the sommeliers to challenge. We pan-fried the foie gras, roasting that off, colouring lightly and baking in the oven. We've also seared off the pumpkin and the porcini in the pan with a hint of thyme and a little bit of garlic. Sealed with butter. Finished those into the oven and then presented gently with the light chicken cream and the chestnut gnocchi.
So thank you, Chef, for preparing this delicious dish before us. As you can see, sommeliers, we have already the distinctive smells, which can only be foie gras, and this is prepared in Italian style. So tell me, Joey, what do you see in front of you? What do you think? What's coming up for you in regards to how you're going to pair this with a wine?
A pan-fried foie gras, and some pumpkins and spinach. And well, ideally I will pair with a sweet wine, but of course I know.
Well, we do have some special restrictions ahead for you, but let's get to the food. So go ahead, sommeliers, and try the food. Help yourself, dig in. I can already smell the foie gras. It's the right amount of fattiness with nice, strong flavors. How will the sommeliers pick their wines?
In fact, I don't have any particular strategy, but I think I can do the wine pairing in my best way. Yeah. I think foie gras is quite main ingredient in the Western cuisine. I think this is not very difficult to the wine shop. But however, what I choose the wine shop is quite with large collection. I think this is very safe.
Because foie gras, they got a very typical pairing. And what I like to do is always use something special to pair with the foie gras. I will choose some typical wine chain in Hong Kong. For today's challenge, I have confidence in it that I will keep relaxing and enjoy the game.
So today the challenge, we can't choose any Sauterne and sweet wine, and the wine must be from France. It's very, very challenging, but with all the diversity of wine that we have in France, it should be fine. So today, yes, of course, I have the confidence. If you do a competition, I want to win, and I'm sure they want to win as well. And it's the first time I meet them, and I'm very pleased to meet these two persons, and I'm sure in the future we're going to enjoy a glass of wine without the contest.
Okay, sommeliers, the competition is about to start, but before that, I just want to remind you, no sweet wine, no sauternes, and we're going to give you a $2,000 budget. Do you have any questions? You ready to go? All right, sommeliers, go.
Thank you.
If I could offer some tips to the sommeliers today, especially with foie gras in this particular dish, it comes with chestnut gnocchi and pumpkin, so there's a little bit of sweetness, but overall this dish is very rich. I hope they find a wine with good enough acidity. You're going to need that acidity to cut through that fat and the richness. At the same time, I hope that the sommeliers will consider that you need a wine with good depth, layers of complexity, because there's a lot of flavors happening in this wine, but it's all done in a rich, smooth, silky, kind of fatty, creamy way. So I think we have to be very careful that the textures match. Please avoid wines that are really very big and chunky and have very high elevated tannins, because that will really be a textural challenge between something so creamy and rich. So good luck, sommeliers. I'm looking forward to it.
Today's location is Tsim Sha Tsui. I wonder if Stephen might have some difficulty since he's only just moved to Hong Kong.
So we're going to TST and find the way. It's not too far from here. I went yesterday to have a look where it was. I checked few wine shop, and I believe this is one of the best wine shop. Propose a lot of diversity on terms of wine quality and price as well, which is very important for the wine nowadays. Okay, so where are we going? We say French wine, no sweet wine. So we have choice. I would say with the dish what we have, we must be French wine. These are both outstanding wines. The dish is quite full-bodied, very rich, very creamy, and very intense dish. If I want something to balance the other wine, you need to go on this one, which is much more lighter, much more vibrant. You're going to have a lot of limey character, much more acidity. So this might be good to play with the dish and to bring a lovely aroma. So I would say I'm going to choose the Alsace wine today. Allez, let's use this one.
Look at Steven's smile. You can tell he's found the perfect wine. What about Joey? I heard she went to 2 wine shops in the hour she was given. Will she have enough time to get back? What about Jeffrey? What will he pick? We followed Steven, and he picked a wine from Alsace. What about the others?
I'm planning to pick a bottle of Burgundian white to pair with the dish because of the texture and flavor intensity, which is quite suitable to match with the dish.
Uh-oh. Looks like Joey isn't happy with the wine she picked. She's left to go to another wine shop. Remember, you only have 1 hour, Joey.
After taking a look of both of the shops, I decided to go back because they have something special. So let's go.
Haha. I guess the stereotype about women changing their minds all the time might be true. But I get it. This is a competition, and the sommeliers only want the best wine within the budget given.
I've changed my mind. I'm gonna choose a vintage champagne. At the beginning, I would like to look for a white wine, but after I take a look of this shop, I found they got something special in the champagne shelves. The texture is comparatively full.
With the chef. That's right.
Okay, the 3 sommeliers have picked their favorites, mainly Riesling and Champagne. Let's see which wine wins the day. Veronica Xu is our guest judge for today. She was Miss Hong Kong in 2014. She loves food and wine, so I think she'll enjoy being the judge for today's competition.
So today we have 2 special guests. We have Veronica, who became Miss Hong Kong in 2014, and we have Michael, who prepared this amazing foie gras dish for us. So Veronica, for you, tell us a little bit about your food and wine experiences.
On special occasions, I like to enjoy some red wine and also some champagne with my parents and family.
Oh, great.
I especially like rosé champagne.
Oh,
yes.
Okay. So we have our first sommelier, which is Steven Raduki. Please, tell us what you chose and why you chose that wine.
Okay. Today the chef organized a beautiful pan-fried foie gras served with cream and some mushroom and a bit of gnocchi. It's a very rich style of dish. The foie gras will be very oily. The cream will be obviously creaminess to the dish. And you have as well some a bit of sweetness from the pumpkin. Would be very interesting. It's why as well I choose this wine. So we go in France, in one of the most well-known winemaker called Trimbach. It's a very aromatic style of white wine, very dry. Is why I choose this dish, because you need to have acidity to this dish to cut through the oiliness of the foie gras.
Very nice.
Very nice together.
So the chestnut and the pumpkin, highlighting the richness, cutting through the richness of the foie gras.
Please enjoy.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Today I picked champagne. It is Cuvée Louis, and the vintage is 1998. It is actually the prestige cuvée from the Pommery.
So Joey, it's really wonderful to see a woman on this competition.
Thank you,
So welcome.
You may have a taste of this wine, and on the nose you may find it is a little bit of yeasty with some floral taste, citrus, and minerals. And on the palate, it has a very fine bubbles on your tongue, a very good acidity. I think it's quite important to pair with a foie gras. And I think the texture is because it has some bubbles, and since it is a vintage champagne, and I think the body texture can pair with the texture of the foie gras as well.
It really does a good job. I love the acidity. And it really goes through all the creaminess.
Right, it lightens up the taste.
Yeah, balances the sweetness of the chestnut and pumpkin.
Today I choose a bottle of the champagne from one of the quality producer in Champagne region. It's the Bruno Pioneer, which is with the series with their highest label, Net Plus Ultra, simplified as NPU, vintage 1995. So for this bottle of champagne, it contains very mature taste. It's not even for the and for the taste, it's very besides mature, and also you can feel very interesting caramelized taste, and also flowery, and also the bubbles is very fine. Because thanks for the chef for the nice dish for the foie gras, and so the champagne that I choose is also quite matched with rich, and also the concept of the very high acidity, which can cut through the fattiness of the foie gras.
That's very nice. Yes, yes.
Very interesting taste of that.
What are you thinking?
I think I'm going to go for number 2. I have my
Okay.
choice for pairing.
All right,
I'll enjoy that.
great.
That's really nice.
Okay, so what about you, Veronica?
I actually like all three of them, but I think if I had to choose to really finish the whole foie gras, I would pick the first one.
Oh,
Because it's nice and fresh.
okay.
It
Okay.
keeps me going to finish the food, and I really love it.
And for me, I would pick the Bruno Paillard champagne for the first, and Champagne Louise for number 2.
Look how serious the judges are. They all have different preferences, and they can't agree on just one. The pairings are just too good. Even after 2 rounds of voting, it's still a tie. Jeannie, you'll have to make the final decision, since only one sommelier can proceed to the finale.
All right, Jeannie, so what is your final decision?
I think that the winner has to come from the champagne category, because I think they did very well. Both were excellent choices. Would you agree with that? And we were torn. One is an older, more evolved, developed style, which is the 95 Bruno Paillard. And the Champagne Louise was younger, more vibrant, probably had a bit more citrus notes and ability to cut through the richness. So I'm gonna have to make the tough decision. There can only be, unfortunately, one winner, and it's gonna go to Joey.
Thank you.
Joey, congratulations. You'll be advancing to the finale, and we will see you in a few weeks. Thank you. Thank you so
very much.
much.
It was a
Thank
pleasure.
you. Thank you so much. Well done. Really well done.
Thank you for joining us.
I think all the contestants did a very good job. I think this competition is quite interesting, and I'm really enjoying it. I think we picked the wines in different style. Even Jeffrey and me picked the champagne, and of course Stefan, he picked another style of wine. But they're all very good wine with well balance. I will keep my mind to relax, to enjoy the competition, and to try my best for the next challenge.
Bonjour, je suis Nicolas, bienvenue dans mon univers. Aujourd'hui, today we're going to do an aioli. Alors usually aioli, you know this more as a mayonnaise with garlic. Today we're going to do the real one. So to make a real aioli, you start with some baked potato. You're going to crush. You add, of course, garlic. That's the most important. Garlic, we use a pink garlic from the region of Toulouse, beautiful one, not too strong. Then you will crush again together this mashed potato and the garlic. You will add the egg yolk, salt, pepper, and then pour some olive oil until you have a nice, beautiful textures. This will be served with some boiled vegetables. Again, autumn, we like more roots, carrots, or baby leeks. And I recommend for this dish or Rhône Valley white wine, or because this dish coming from the south of France, more Provence area, you can go for a Provence red wine from this region.